Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. We're going to open our video today with Richtech Robotics. This is their YouTube channel, and I looked into them quite extensively today. And they've got a product, a robot specifically called Adam. And this robot is able to serve coffee, to be a barista. And anyway, he's serving Jensen Huang from NVIDIA. There's a video on that. Maybe we'll play that first. And it was also used at CES. It was also, I should say, demonstrated at CES. It's also used at MLB in the Major League Baseball Stadium. And it has at least, I want to say, 7 permanent installations. It's been adopted by Mercedes-Benz recently. And so we're going to play the Jensen Huang video. It's only a minute long. And then we'll look into the stocks and the action today with these 5 tabs. Just want to go over those 5 tabs. So a short video today. Just pause the ambiance here once the video starts. Alright, this is taking a little bit of time. Okay, there it is. So here it is, Adam robot serving Jensen Huang a margarita. From 2 months ago. So we can see just how much attention this robot is getting. Reminds me somewhat of a cross between Eve. A cross between Eve. Oh, it's so loud. Just turn it down a little bit. CEO of NVIDIA there. He's even interested in this. Well, it is run by NVIDIA's chip, AI chip, so it is run by NVIDIA underneath the shell. We're just pouring the drinks, mixing them up. So it has some character to it. The design is appealing. I want to say it reminds me of a mix.
Thank you, Adam.
Reminds me of a hybrid between the character Eve from WALL-E and Battlestar Galactica Cylon. So today I did buy Richtech, acquired some positions in that. You can see it right there. Bought it at a cheap price. I wanted to get it lower than that. But it was up today 67%. From the previous day, it was down around 33 cents, I think, per share. Let's look at the chart here. I wanted to show you the 33 cents yesterday towards the close of the trading session, and then rebounded today pretty instantaneously. It opened at 54 cents, so you couldn't pick that up any cheaper than 54 cents, and then it stayed relatively steady the whole day between 54 cents to as high as 72 cents actually. But it pretty much flatlined today, and I think that's due to the short, naked shorts. Haven't heard that term in a long time, but this is like the next, I don't want to jinx it, but it's looking like the next AMC or GameStop in terms of all the retail investors buying into the stock today. We have over 185 million volume that it traded today, way above the average of 4 million. So this stock is going places. Maybe it doesn't show just on today's graph, on today's chart, but looking at the last month, you can see how this stock was as high as $2 as recently as a couple weeks ago, or I should say last month, July 22nd, and then was $2 as well in April. And it was $2 as well in February. So it's looking to hit at least $1.90 or $2 in the next while, maybe 6 to 12 months. It's usually a safe estimation for most of the stocks, especially these ones that I'm looking into. And so that's a resistance, but support, you'd think it would be $1. It never dropped under $1 for the longest time. Since 2023, it opened, it was offered at $5, eventually went up to 11, and then was dropped. It sank all the way down to $2, and then eventually to the low would be $1. What's that, $1.25? But it would not drop under $1. The lowest point was like 113. And then it eventually, they shorted it for no apparent reason. There was no negative news, no quarterly report, there was no news, there's no event. It was uneventful. It was just shorted just because they wanted to short it. They just wanted to, and they did it. And look what happened. 33 cents got my attention. Actually, I've known about this stock for quite a while. I recently discovered it. I want to say, when did it spike? It spiked to almost $2, but I was jealous of it because it was, I think, $1.15. It was in the dollar teens, and then all of a sudden it went up to something like $1.50 or even $2, and I thought, I should invest in that. But at that point, when I noticed it, it was already too high, beyond my price range. So I said, okay, you know what? I'll look into it a little bit more. They seem to be a pump and dump stock, and I was just a little wary because I noticed like a link between China, if I'm not mistaken, but apparently they are American, headquartered in Las Vegas. Okay, so I thought they were Chinese at one point. I guess I was wrong. And they're being adopted by multiple companies. Major League Baseball, Mercedes-Benz, and it's getting a lot of attention. You can see the design is aesthetically pleasing too. So I do see a lot of potential for this. This might go back up to $5, but I don't want to exaggerate. I want to just be realistic and tell you, you know what, in my heart of hearts, probably going to $1.50 at least, as high as $2. That is clearly resistance based on the Quick Fingers Luke method. And I didn't know this, but Quick Fingers Luke, his videos were removed from YouTube. So I'm like the only channel that actually preserved at least one of his videos, but there's another channel that has some of his content, but I'll show that in another video. So that's Richtech. No price target. If I were to set one just based on my instincts, I would say at least, price target, if we're going to be very bullish, between 2 to 5, so make that a 4 or a 3. But that would be long term. That's not within the year. That's looking more like 5-10 years. Might be even into the double digits. We'll see how this takes off. Maybe it's going to be a rival to Serve Robotics, and then it eventually explodes just like Serve did. Speaking of Serve, one of the hottest stocks in the stock market, just not today though, was down 8%. 52-week range, again, $1.77 to $30. But of all the stocks, and we see the market is down as of late. We can look at the Dow right there. It's down. Pretty much everything's in the red on a global scale. So maybe that was the on Monday. Maybe Monday was the tip of the iceberg, a little preview of what's to come. Maybe we are due for a recession. And I believe that is in the cards, but we have to still navigate and still adapt to the recession. Doesn't mean you just quit trading altogether. It means you have to make a plan and pick the right stocks and buy them at super low prices, just as I did today with Richtech. So, yeah, looking at Serve, I would say the support short to midterm, we're looking at, if you look at the volume here, it shows you at $7, $7 to $8 is support, like the real support that'll come out for the stock. And then the resistance is looking like $20. Again, quick fingers Luke method, not just looking at the line and where is it spiking, it's really the volume as well. You're looking at whether it's buying or selling, it's volume. Volume drives it shows you whether it's true support or true resistance. Okay, next up is Lumen, stock that I discovered pretty much yesterday. And it's up another 32%. So it was up whatever the percentage was yesterday. Can't remember exactly the exact number. It's on my thumbnail yesterday. I put the number in the title. But it's up again. A little more. From $5 to now $6.63. And it's up a little bit after hours. So this is a great stock, but I'm hesitant to jump in, join the bandwagon. Yes, I think it's more of a sell-off than buying into it, but I'm going to wait for $3. I'm going to stick to my guns, wait for $2.50, $3, and then sell it when it gets to a good level. What is the ceiling for Lumen? They don't even have a price target. It says 171, but that's completely wrong, especially when you take into account the $5 billion in investments that just came in, and then they have another $7 billion on the way. That should drive the price, I would say, at least to double digits, maybe into the teens. Who knows? Maybe double this. Could be $12, could be $20. But I'm going to wait for a dip. I feel like people are riding this too high, and then it's going to have to face a correction at some point. So it might go right back down to 3. Could be 5, but I would wait. This is out of my reach right now from a price perspective. Okay, so Lumen, is it the next super micro? Speaking of super micro, they're not doing very well. I would avoid that like the plague. Even though they are doing a stock split that was announced for October. It's scheduled for October. 10 shares for 1. Sunrun, the news with Sunrun is interesting. They announced a deal with okay, we don't have any ambience. Gonna put it back on. They announced a deal with Tesla, of all people, of all companies. And so that drove the price up about 10% after the announcement, shortly after. Actually 11% to be exact. So I was talking about this company even before the announcement, and I thought, solar is not very promising, but with that news, that'll drive any company up. A relationship with Tesla, a partnership. So true support is looking around $10. $10 is pretty solid all around. $10 to $11 is support, and then resistance is looking like whatever that number is, $20. So 20 is resistance for Sunrun. But given the news, maybe it will go higher than that. Okay, lastly, I want to look at Burberry, not because I want to promote it, but because I want to discourage anybody who wants to invest in not just Burberry, but any retailer when it has to do with clothes or retail stores. That is a failing market. You're going to see that completely crash and burn. There's no going back. I don't think this is ever going to recover, especially given the way the economic climate and just the way the world is going right now. You can see stuff going on in England, a lot of conflict there, and Burberry is based in England, so although their clientele come from international other countries outside of Britain, outside of England, but the UK, I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel for Burberry or any retailer, to be honest, unless they are a food retailer to do with restaurants and groceries. So those are the best markets right now. Is number one AI, number two probably the industrial complex. I don't want to invest in those just from a moral standpoint. And thirdly, food, food and beverage, restaurants, grocery stores, and so on. Those are the three most promising in my opinion. Then you've got the big companies, the mainstays like Costco, Home Depot, Amazon, McDonald's, Walmart, and so on. But a lot of them tend to be a little priced out of my range, a lot of people's ranges. They're not the most affordable stocks, but those are pretty evergreen. They're pretty trustworthy. They have a reputation to probably be around forever. So they've got that going for them. So that's all for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I'm going to give you show you the thumbnail if I can do that. My bedtime's coming up. So this is the thumbnail. I'm going to show it to you, just give you a sneak preview. Is it not rotating? Okay. I think it'll be this. That'll be the thumbnail. Or this. Whichever is more visually. Oh, actually, that one's a nice one. Maybe it has to be this one. So one of those three will be the thumbnail for the video. Thanks again for your time. I was going to do weekly updates, but things are happening in the stock market, and so I hope those Richtech goes up. Hopefully at the end of the week, or tomorrow as soon as possible. I'm not going to be in that company for too long. Probably going to cash out quickly once it hits the range that I mentioned. So take care. God bless you all, and God bless your investments. Till next time.